Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going over my Magic the Gathering decks, because why not? I love my decks very much. I am just recently, I guess in the past few months, have gotten into Magic, and I have 6 decks now. 3 of them I built, 3 of them are precons. 2 of the precons are modified. So we'll just go through the decks and I'll talk about which are my favorites, which ones I use the most, which ones I plan on using when I go to my local game store and playing with people. So let's start with the modified precons. So the first one here that I have in the red and mint kind of mint for the commander is Giza and Geralf, or Geralf? Either way, they're cool. This was the starter commander for the black and blue Grave Danger deck. When they enter the battlefield, you mill 4 cards, and once during each of your turns, you may cast a zombie creature spell from your graveyard. So, when I put things into my graveyard, if it's a zombie, if I have enough mana, I can cast it from my graveyard. All good, all fun. So we got them. We have the tokens that the deck came with. Put those over here. So as you can see with this first card, Trazyn from Warhammer. Yeah, as I said, this is modified, so I added in my own cards. The Warhammer ones I bought on TCG Player, and some of my other cards that I have in these other decks I got from a friend. So let's see if there's anything else cool. We'll just quickly go through, because I did change up some things like this swamp. This is a Duskmourn swamp. It is not foil. So we've got the Duskmourn swamp in there. We have this Fallout swamp, which I very much like. I think it's pretty neat. What else we got? I got this one. This is when I first also got into Magic, and I went to my local game store to get started. When I bought my first 2 starter decks so I could play with my family, because I got my family into this. They aren't as crazy as I am, but they'll play with me, so that's cool. They at least know how to play. This was a Historic Championship for 2023 promo card. This was just given to me as a here's a start to your collection type thing. This is a card that I pulled myself, the Bloodletter of Alcazaz. It's a creature, a vampire demon. It costs 4 mana, 3 black, and 1 generic. It's flying. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice as much life instead. So basically double damage. It's great. He's the most expensive card that I have at like $34, $35. What else we got here? Another Duskmourn swamp, but not a full art. I really like this card, the Champion of the Parish, because not only does it only take 1 black to cast, it's whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Champion of the Parish. So get this guy out as soon as possible, and then put more zombies out, and then this guy powers up. That's a really fun one. another Warhammer or Psychomancer. He's flying, he's a Necron wizard. Whenever the Psychomancer or another non-token artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield or is put into exile from the battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So that's cool. What else we got here? Got a Sanguinary Priest from Warhammer. It's got lifelink, and whenever another creature you control dies, this does 1 damage to any target. I like him a lot. This is a foil Crippling Fear from... I forgot where this is from, but I got it for starting my collection from my local game store. So that one's a pretty fun one. What else? Sol Ring. Liliana. Necron Deathmarks. So, when the Deathmark enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target creature, and target player mills 3 cards. So I put this in here because this is another way to mill more cards. So, if I have Giza and Griolf? I'm sorry, pronouncing things is hard. But if I have them out and I mill, choose myself to mill the 3 cards with the Deathmark, and there's a zombie there, then I can bring it onto the battlefield. What else do we got here? Blade 1, another Necron, lifelink, and when Blade 1 enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Again, same strategy with the commander and milling cards. If there's a zombie there, then you can bring it onto the battlefield. Here's a full art foil swamp for Bloomburrow. This one's fun. It's got more lands. Got a foil island from Duskmourn. We'll just go through the cards of the decks. Another foil Duskmourn island. So that was my first modified deck. That was Grave Danger. This was the one that I would play with all the time. I still do play with this one. I very much enjoy it. But I've started to gain a affinity for my other decks that I've built myself. So we'll move on to my second precon, modified precon. This is First Flight. Aspira, Supreme Judge is the commander. Flying, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you may draw a card. So that one's pretty fun. Both this one and these guys are etched foils. I'll put them over there. Got the tokens it came with. I don't think I really modified this one too much. I know that I added a few cards and changed up a few lands. Banishing Light is a good card. Whenever Banishing Light enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. I'm gonna flip the deck because I think everything is upside down now. Until it's not. This is a full art land, I believe, from Zendikar or Battle for Zendikar. I can't remember. but this is one of the cards that I got from my friend. A lot of the older ones and a lot of the ones that I built my my decks out of come from cards I got from a friend. What else we got here? Command tower, some more planes. This is a retro land I pulled from what's it called? Innistrad Remastered. So it's a retro border island. So I thought I'd put it in here. What else do we got? Ooh. Here is a foil full art Duskmourn Plains. Another foil full art Duskmourn Plains. Just gonna make that look nicer over here. Swords to Plowshares. I know this is a good card. A lot of people, I hear about it a lot in the videos and the podcasts I listen to. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life to its power. Or equal to its power. What else do we got? A full art land from Phyrexia, All Moby 1. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, that Phyrexian land is very cool. I like the art. Another Zendikar or Battle for Zendikar full art planes. Nothing too much in this deck because this is the one my dad likes to use and I think it's fun. And obviously I modified the one that I use more. I don't want to like mess him up too bad. Of like, hey, where'd this card go? Enduring Curiosity, the promo one, because it has the little shiny planeswalker symbol. I don't know if you can see that there with the light. But I put this one in here because whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and when Enduring Curiosity dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control as an enchantment. It's not a creature. So that one's fun. Also because it's a cat, and I like the cat. So that was the second modified precon. That was First Flight. We'll move on to the last precon. This one is not modified, and I forgot what its name is, but it starts with a P, and I just call it that Ghost Sky deck. So it's got Renar, the Everwatchful. So I don't really use this deck too much because I'm still trying to figure it out. There's a lot of blinking and phasing, I think it's called, and I'm still trying to figure out how that works. So this guy, he has Flying and Vigilance. The first card you foretell each turn costs 0 to foretell. I'm still figuring out foretell. Whenever you exile one or more cards from your hand and or permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So that's the commander there. We got the tokens. But yeah, this one I have not modified, so we'll just quickly go through this deck, and if there's anything I feel like pointing out, I will point it out. I got this one from a friend that I met at my local game store. We made a deal where I would do a 3D print for him once he finds a print that he would like, and then I'll get the deck. And then when I find someone who is new or getting into the hobby, that I'll pass down the deck. And I think that's a great idea. And I think it'll be even cooler because I already have the deck all nice and sleeved, and I've got a little deck box for it separate. So whoever gets this is already, you know, 2 steps ahead with it and already ready with this stuff. So, the exciting things come with the decks that I built, honestly. This is all just the way it is. Some of the cards are the same in First Flight because they're both white-blue, or blue-white. Either way. Yeah, white-blue. Vanishing Light is in this deck too. Make that better there. Ghostly Prison. This was the card I was mostly looking for because I think this is a great card. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that is attacking you. Yo, I love this card. It's like $6. I want more of this card. I would love to put this in another deck, but like I said, I'm not touching this deck and how it is built for the reasons of passing it on to someone. So that was that Ghost Sky deck. Now we'll get into the decks that I built, starting with unnamed deck, or deck 4. So deck 4, I don't know why I call it deck 4 just because that was the name given to it in Mana Box when I was building this deck. Also, it is the 4th deck. Yeah, it is the 4th deck, so deck 4. Its commander is Magnus the Red from Warhammer. It's a legendary creature, Demon Primarch, flying, has unearthly power, so instants and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature token you control. And Blood of Magnus, whenever Magnus the Red deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. So that's our commander there. So this starts the cards that I got from a friend and cards that I've pulled from packs. So we're gonna see some very interesting and kind of old ones, like this Eldrazi Sky Spawner. We've got some like from Kaladesh. Forgot something from Riviancia. I can't remember the names for things. I have a foil Season of the Bold from Bloomborough. Foil Attack in the Box from Duskmourn. Foil Mountain from Duskmourn full art. We'll just go through. I like Spellgorger Weird, because in the background, the little blue guy That's another card that's in this deck, and they go together, and I think it's funny. Glass of Guildpact, so an artifact that makes multicolored creatures you control get 1/1. I think this is good for this deck because it's got Magnus as a multicolored creature, and I've got a few other multicolored creatures in there. Another full art foil island. I like this card. I like Gravity Punch. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. So that one's good. Get a 4/4 up on there and you do good damage. Got something from Bloomborough. Oop. More lands. This was another promo card. It's a foil promo Pyroclasm from Duskmourn. Pyroclasm deals 2 damage to each creature, so that can be used as a board wipe. I like the fear of being hunted. That's a weird sentence to say, but I like this card is what I should say. It looks rad, it looks weird. It's got haste, and it must be blocked if able. Here's Spellkeeper weird. The Spellgorger is over in the corner there. Got another full art foil island from Duskmourn. Got Spectral Interference from Aetherdrift. Foil Saltweaver? Swift Water Cliffs from Aetherdrift. We got more lands, another full art foil mountain. Skitter Eel is very fun. I like the design of it. It's a fish crab. And if you pay 2 and a blue, this creature gets 2 1/1s if it doesn't already have 1/1s on it. I like this card too, Mutiny. It's a sorcery. Target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to another target creature that player controls. So you can just go bam bam and beat up each other on the other side. Glimmerburst, draw 2 cards, create a 1/1 white glimmer enchantment creature token. So I put this in here because of the token generation. Even though it just creates 1, it's at least something for Magnus. Command the Storm deals 5 damage to target creature. A foil Chrome Prowler. I like it because it's a cat, and I like cats. So whenever it has flash and when it enters the battlefield, I tap a target creature an opponent controls. That one's from Phyrexia All Will Be One. Let's see, what else do we have here? Direct Current deals 2 damage to any target. And then I can cast this card from my graveyard by discarding a card in addition to playing all other costs, then exile the card. I put this one in here, the Murmuring Mystic. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 blue bird illusion creature token with flying. Again, the token creature generation. Had to put Lord of Change in here because Warhammer, also it's cool as flying and ward 3, so you pay 3 to ward. When Lord of Change enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. I have a foil Red Death Shipwrecker from Fallout. He's cool, I like him a lot. Precision Bolt deals 3 damage to any target. What else we got? Here's another one that creates tokens. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are placed on a permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. So again, more creature tokens to make things cost less. This land costs $2, or is worth $2. I think that's neat. Miss Cloak Herald, this one's cool. It can't be blocked. It's a 1/1, but still. 1/1 for 1, but it can't be blocked. Sawblade Scamp. It has haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Sawblade Scamp. Tap to remove an oil counter from it, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Another Warhammer card, a Noise Marine. When you cast a spell, or it has Cascade, and when Noise Marine enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of spells you cast this turn to any target. So that would be done on your second main phase, because you know, casting things on your first, go into combat, second main phase, it save up mana to put down Noise Marine, and then it does some damage. Here is a cool full art mountain from... I forgot what it's called, but it was a very cool set. Full art mountain from Bloomborough. And then the last few things are just islands. So this was the first deck that I ever built. It is okay. Yeah, it is okay. That's all I can say. It is just okay. It's still one of my favorite decks. I play with it a lot by myself, because I usually just grab 2 decks and then play by myself if no one else is around. So let's go to our second deck that I built that I call Author's Notes. The commander is Moira Brown, Guide Author from Fallout. Whenever she enters the battlefield, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Wasteland Survival Guide. With equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each quest counter among permanents you control, and equip 1. Whenever you attack, put a quest counter on a non-land target permanent, or a non-land permanent you control. So I've got a few cards in here that really work well. So strategy is just keep Moira on and keep her giving the quest counters. And the quest counters will boost up. Even if she gets defeated, bring her back real easily, because she's only a red, white, and 1. So then it would just be red, white, and 3 the next time you want to cast her. But she'll bring another guide, and then the more you keep her on, the more counters you add up. So let's see, which cool cards do we have here? Seven-Tail Mentor. So when he enters the battlefield or dies, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature or vehicle you control. So Seven-Tail Mentor, I like him. He's cool. Not just the art, but also I think he's good. I'll move these so you can still see them. a mirror convert. It has toxic, pay 2 life, and tap it to add 1 mana of any color. We've got Command the Storm in here too. We have a foil conductive machete from Duskmourn. Duskmourn is my favorite set so far. Here is a full art plains from Phyrexia. Full art foil plains from Duskmourn. Full art foil mountain from Duskmourn. The mountain. Another full art mountain foil. I've got a Bloomborough version of Vanishing Light in this deck. I have a Warhammer card in here. I've got the Thunderwolf Cavalry. It has first strike, and whenever Thunderwolf Cavalry, I can't talk, deals combat to a player, add a 1/1 counter on each creature that you control. So I have a whole bunch of guys out and bring this guy out too. I'm waiting to find my favorite card in here. Because I also ordered a second one of these cards. Because it's in foil, because I like it a lot. And I want to put it in another deck. There it is! Chainsaw. Chainsaw from Duskmourn. This is the showcase chainsaw. When Chainsaw enters, it deals 3 damage up to one target creature. Whenever 1 or more creatures die, put a rev counter on Chainsaw. Equipped creature gets +X+0, where X is the number of rev counters on Chainsaw. Equip 3. Anytime anything dies, this gets a rev counter, and this can go up pretty fast. And I love it so much. I love that card so much. Here's another Pyroclasm in foil, but not promo. Here is a Assassin's Creed foil Hidden Blade equipment. This was from Biobox. This is one of the cards that I got also for starting my collection. So those cards that are starting my collection are going into good use. Because I'm the guy who's like, I'm going to actually play with my cards. Alright, here's the other good card. Angelic Exaltation. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So you could get this on the board. You can control a lot of creatures. You can get Chainsaw on the board. You can put your highest to Chainsaw, and then attack with whatever is equipped to Chainsaw alone. And then add more of how much creatures you have, and you just get something that's pretty powerful. I haven't played with any of these, like, really with other people yet. I've played the Magnus one with another person. I've played the Giza and Griof, I don't know, out of words. I played that one with other people, but like the this one and the next one we're going through, I've played the other one with my family. Other foil planes. But yeah, that's my strategy for this deck. Boost and power everything up. So that was author's notes. I like these sleeves because they're bright yellow and the black on the other side. And then we'll go to our last deck. 2 spooky for me with a 2 number and a 4 number. Our commander here is Valgavoth, Terror Eater. He has flying and lifelink. The ward is to sacrifice 3 non-land permanents. If a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Valgavoth. If you cast a spell in this way, pay life equal to its mana rather than paying its mana cost. So, I like this guy. He's cool. Spooky, spooky. I think when I got him, when I pulled him, he was like worth $17. I think he's down to 14 now or something. Automatically starting with a good one. The Doomsday Excruciator. Sometimes I can't word. Sometimes these cards are hard to read. He's a demon. He's got flying. When this guy enters, if it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. So, imagine having Valgavoth out and then doing this and said, "Give me your deck." We got another Warhammer. We got Hexmark Destroyer. It can't be blocked except by 6 or more creatures, so that's cool. That's the main part of that. Got a Extended Art Deluge of Doom. I pulled this from the Nightmare box, because I bought myself the Nightmare box. So there's a lot of actual Duskmourn in this deck. Here's another Duskmourn. More Duskmourn. Duskmourn, full art, foil, swamp. I like the enormous energy blade because it reminds me of the great sword from Monster Hunter, but the equipped creature gets +4/+0. Whenever it becomes attached to a creature, tap that creature and attack, and it takes 2 to equip. Skorpek Lord. It's got Menace. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Menace. Skorpek Destroyer. It has Death Touch. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield you control, Skorpek Destroyer gets first strike until end of turn. Another Warhammer, Cranial Planting. Here's the normal Crippling Fear. Got a Thirsting Shade. There's a lot of swamp. There's only swamps in this one. Another Chance, another foil, full art swamp, Duskmourn. Got a Bear Trap here. It's like a setup card. We have a foil Dashing Bloodsucker. What else? We have a foil Cackling Slasher. Another foil full art swamp. Another Bloomburrow full art swamp, but not foil this time. what else we got? Because I know there's some other cool ones. I'm waiting to find my other favorite ones in this deck that I pulled from the Nightmare box. Foil Deep Cavern Bat. Let's see. We got another Warhammer, the Sloppity Piper. We have Bolas' Citadel, making this a, this is a game changer. Making this a, bracket 3, deck. Then we have a extended Enduring Tenacity. When you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. When it dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment. Ah, here we go. Perfect. We got the movie poster, Archaon of Cruelty. Whenever he enters or attacks, the target opponent sacrifices a creature, right? Yeah, sacrifices a creature or planewalker, discards a card, and loses 3 life. You draw a card and gain 3 life. We have the Cryptghast, that I pulled both the Archaon of Cruelty and the Cryptghast from my Nightmare box, too. Cryptghast has Extort, and whenever you tap a swamp for mana, add an additional swamp or add an additional black. So here's an easy way to get Vel'Gavoth onto the board, just because he costs so much. But yeah, those are my decks. I am waiting for some more cards to arrive that I ordered. I'm also waiting for my SpongeBob Secret Lair cards to arrive. So I'll be probably making decks out of those once I figure out what to do, what decks I want to build. I knew that card was upside down. Hold up. Whoop. There we go. But yeah, those have been my Magic the Gathering decks. As I said, some of the cards have come from my Nightmare box, which I love dearly. And yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Have a great day.